Hello, hello. All right. Just waiting up for the editor to compile and launch here. Got a bunch of shit to do today. Spent the majority of yesterday pretty much just working on the whatchamacallit. The ability system and everything that we were making. Shit. Hold on 1 second. I gotta go get the door. Something just got delivered. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's been recent increase in people's shit getting stolen, so as soon as I see something gets delivered, pretty much out there immediately to grab it. Got some computer parts and shit. Not want anybody jacking them. All right. Yeah, so last night fixed a lot of the abilities. I think there's only a handful more that have to get completed here. But I just did like a ton of debugging and I found like a couple problems. Most of which I did fix, luckily. But yeah, pretty much everything's moved over to the new system. Some abilities I was debating on even changing in the first place. Yeah, and as you can see, there are some bugs still happening. But just part of the process. Like this ability right here, this is another like instacast ability. And the thing is, this is like a one-off like utility ability that I made in its own class. So trying to switch that over is a little bit difficult. Morning. Got a lot to do today. I can actually real quick show you the abilities that are not working. Well, not working yet. Gonna correct that though. Inferno is one of them. Does nothing. What's supposed to happen is it's supposed to summon a... basically like a cylinder collision that goes out and then expands as it's moving. Then I think there was one more surge, I think. This one is essentially supposed to go out, expand, and then come back to the player. That is also not working. So. Gonna fix those real quick. One of the things I noticed was the map that we just made was not allowing abilities to actually activate on impact. And I found out why. And it had to do with collision. Are you doing the animations in C++ or Blueprints? So the animations themselves I'm using Blueprints for, so I can basically grab the exact frame that I want something to spawn in. So like all the abilities are pretty much tied to, yeah, like a frame. But like Fireball, when it actually gets like launched from the player's perspective here, I'm basically timing it to when the player's fist reaches a certain point, it triggers a spawn. But I found out that the abilities weren't actually activating on collision, and it was because I have the abilities responding to the pawn, the dynamic and static channel, but the custom channel that we made for collision called ground, which was obviously for the landscape, was not actually put in, mainly because I think that we added the ground collision channel way after we created the initial implementation of the abilities themselves. So we got that fixed up. Music's just a little bit loud on my end. What we're going to be doing here is so there's two things that we have to like take a look at today. We have abilities that actually don't move, they just activate around the player. And then we have abilities that do move, but they don't move as like a normal projectile would. So there's a different way that we actually have to go about moving the location of that ability to and from. And I had it in here before. Real quick, I'm gonna hop into the blueprint of that ability and take a look at it. So the ability in question is this Inferno ability. This one here. So what this is supposed to do is this cylinder here is basically supposed to move in the direction that the player is like currently looking at. And I created these parameters on the side, which you can't really see. If I move it, you can. I created these parameters that allows the ability to expand and to actually move in the direction that we're looking. And I also have it to where it can reverse its movement as well. You also have control over how fast it expands, how long it expands for, which axis is it expanding on. So this one's not expanding on the Z, it's just the X and Y, etc, etc. You kind of get the point. You can also see that it has like movement rate and everything. So with the new system, all that pretty much got broken. And I wanted to take a look to see what class this is based off of. And it looks like it's just based off the AoE base spell, which is the one here. And this would be why. I'm going to undo this real quick and see why it's even checked in the first place. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know why. Maybe. No, never mind. They're both separate. Yeah, I'm gonna uncheck that and try it out. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll comment something out during testing. And it's a really bad habit and I gotta be better at this. I gotta comment like why I took that out in the first place. Because there's probably a good reason for this. I just can't think of why I did it. I'm gonna hop back into the testing map. Yeah, so that's what it's supposed to do right there. So you can see that that's the collision. I spent some time tracking out a bug. Turns out it was something commented out or disconnected for testing. I just forgot. That's how it always happens, man. I gotta be better at commenting shit out. But yeah, I feel your pain. Alright, so why did I even comment that out in the first place? Does it affect any of these abilities? Not really. Yeah, so I mean, that pretty much just actually just fixed a lot of shit. It's gonna be one day that I go over like all of my abilities and basically check to see. What the fuck? Did that just fall through the map? No, it's just under the map. Lately. Alright, well that's a bug. So there's an easy fix for this. We just offset the spawning or the mesh by just a couple centimeters. Use projectile spell right here. I'm just gonna make a new function for this. What we're going to do here is not set world rotation. It's going to be set relative location. Actually, we could probably do add. Let me double check, make sure add relative is a okay. And we only want to increase by the Z. So we're going to go 0, 0, and do what, like 5? Okay. Not reload this. Yeah, with the playtest coming up, gotta crank out all the bugs. I also was thinking about making a new effect for the map. And that's going to be probably not something we add today, but we'll see. That's fine. I'm actually going to make the radius of that disc a lot bigger because it's like really fucking small. You know what? We actually can, we could probably mess with scaling for abilities today. Can I be part of the playtesting? Possibly. It's more so going to be like an internal thing. But might be able to fit you in. Just depends on how day one of playtesting actually goes. Because usually when we add like major features in like this, especially since we're adding in class trees, passive effects, everything else. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, when we add in all these features at once, we do playtesting every month. We usually find a shitload of bugs day one, and I just crank through the logs that get printed out from those. Where the fuck was that spell? This one. Okay. This needs to get scaled up a lot. Probably about like 5.5, 5.5, 2, maybe 3. I was actually considering making this one a sphere and have it be more of an AoE effect that you just don't like walk in. There's a couple reasons for that, but we'll see how it feels in playtesting. I promise I'll give you good feedback. Hey, I appreciate that. We'll definitely see if we can get you in. Probably needs to be even larger. So this is where like the scaling effect comes into play. Not times 52. Probably double that shit. Do I have a Discord for this or not? Yeah, we have a it's not necessarily like a community Discord or anything. It's more so like a help and like resources Discord. So I try and teach Unreal Engine 5 development and C++ to people that want to learn. I wonder if the chat command actually works. I'm not surprised that it does not work, but I could probably grab the Discord for you if you're interested. There we go. Yeah, give me 1 second here. Now, Discord usually crashes OBS, so I gotta be super fucking quick. Invite. There we go. Gotta close fast. I don't know what fucking bug it is, but yeah, Discord does not like OBS running. So, a couple of the things that we're going to be doing is adjusting a lot of these abilities. And the way we're going to do that is by increasing like their speed. Like this. Because that was traveling really slow. But we can fix that by just increasing the projectile speed like this. Now this also like instantly spawns and covers the radius. Do I want that? Probably not. I probably want it to be a gradual thing where it starts off small then expands. So the way we can fix that is in here. See how I have this like does spell expand thing that I was talking about earlier? This is really good to have on like all the classes because it gives you a lot of flexibility on creating like very similar spells, but they feel different, which is really useful. So we're just going to scale down this mesh back to probably about like 2 by 2. We're not going to touch the Z-axis at all. And then what we're going to do is mess with the expansion rate. We want this to expand on the X and Y, not the Z. And expansion rate 1 is pretty high. We want this to be a quick expansion though, probably like half a second. We'll see how big this actually gets, and we'll adjust where needed. let's for testing, bump that up again. It's a really nice setup for editing abilities. Oh yeah, it honestly, it makes life so much easier doing it this way. Because like each class in this game has 9 abilities. Your character gets to pick 3 different classes, so you get 3 different sets of abilities, including auto attacks, which there's 1 for each class. So you have 30 abilities in total that you have access to. So trying to create that many abilities is really fucking hard. So I came up with a way in the beginning to make a variety of abilities really quickly. And thank God I did that. Yeah, so that's a lot better. Probably cranked it up to like maybe like 7. If anybody's interested, I can actually show how I did this. Yeah, there we go. We go to the arena map real quick. We can test out the PvP side of this. The one thing I actually want to do as well is kind of change how the damage shows up on characters. Right now, I think if we do this, for instance, I have it spawning in a Niagara system for each number. And up close, it's like, it's totally fine. But like, as you get further away, you can't really see it. So I think I want to do something where it's like a screen projection instead. And I think that would look a lot nicer. Yeah. Ooh. I went through the ground. Not supposed to happen. The collision of this ground. Oh, it is ground. But it's not generating overlap events. Okay. Yeah, so now it's interacting with the ground again. That is another bug. I think it's fine to keep that on like a default preset. I actually might have to think about something here, because I really don't want like everything to generate overlap event for abilities to work with it. So I might have to move towards component on hit events instead for physical simulation, because the reason the abilities are just passing through these things and not actually getting affected by it, because these aren't set to trigger overlap events. Whereas if it was a physics-based event, it would recognize that the collision's here and trigger from that. Yeah, so like hit events. I might have to do like a profiling on that to see which one is actually not as bad. I don't think I've ever done that on like a large scale to see which type of event has a higher impact on performance. Another thing, I got a fucking list. So we have passives and everything, and currently we only have passives for the pyromancy tree. And this is a whole other section of code that has to be worked out. Let's get organized here. Okay, looks like I already got these set up. I think just for testing, we're just gonna have 6 different passives that you can rank up. I mean, the naming convention here is pretty much just something I put as a placeholder for testing. So it doesn't really mean anything. I was more so testing the fact to see if the abilities were going to be modified by them. Yeah, so like I came up with like hot, too hot, hotter, too hotter, hot. Yeah, I mean, you can see. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to get changed eventually, but for testing, it's that. That's not even like the worst thing I've made for debugging. During all playtests currently, the way the character dies in the game is the character will ragdoll first, and then second, he'll like grunt and then shit his pants. That's what happens when you die in the game. And when I was playing with my friends, they didn't realize that I did that. So the first time somebody died during a match and they just like ragdolled and just like that noise happened, we all just like lost it. That shit was way too much fun. Yeah, so this is where all our passives are made right now. I actually have to organize this just a little bit better. But what I'm going to do real quick is just make 6 passive tags for the classes here. To be honest with you, I'm probably just going to make the naming the opposite. Like that. Yeah, this is where 2 is supposed to go. For Druid, I don't even know what the fuck I would name. Not like it matters too much right now. Am I spelling cold right? Wow, dude, I'm having one of those moments where I'm like looking at a word, and is that actually how it's spelled? You guys ever had that before? I'm getting that feeling like right now. Yeah, it is. We're good. I'm not crazy. That actually got a better way of doing this. Yeah, this is what you have to do when you want to create gameplay tags with gas. I have looked up like a ton of shortcuts and like keybinds and shit to make this process a lot faster. Happened to me yesterday while doing the pause menu. True. Yeah. I don't know why the word cold right there really did it for me, but it got to me. Cold. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put live. Put life. You already know what's about to happen next. If it's not a word, I'm making it one now. Mastery passives. Yep. So this is where it's going to get like really confusing later on. And I probably need to organize this now before we get to that point. Is some of these are like ability passives, and some of them are like passives, like non like active, like they're permanent. So that's where it can gonna like kind of get confusing later on. Probably need to start making comments about that soon. Oh, damn it. Yeah. I see what you're saying there. Like one actually describes what type of passive it is. Fuck, you might be right. Oh wow, how many layers do I want of this though? So I had a chart made up a long time ago of how I wanted to do this, and pretty much I followed that to a T, except when it got to this point where I was like, wait, there's a way better way of trying to organize it, and I kind of went off course with it. Oh, you want to just realize too? They have 173. Go. Alright, well, regardless, we gotta recompile. And then we'll start adding in all the passives we just made. But I'll show you how easy it is to make actual like clash trees, or like the like talent system, I guess. Passive system, whatever you want to call it. Because all it is we have to make these gameplay tags, or the native gameplay tags, and then we just make a data table and populate the data table with these tags. And then we just name them, and then enter in the data of like what it affects on like what type of ability. It is a pretty dynamic system. So if we go in here, we grab this one, go to Tempest. Right now we just got to assign the tags. We name them. So for the image, I mean, do we have like something? I mean, should we can use like blue? There we go. We'll use sky blue. Actually, how big is this texture? Okay, it's only like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's actually kind of big, but okay. This one might actually be better. It's only 1,000 by 1,000. What I'm actually probably going to do later on is have like ChatGPT just generate like images for these. And see how that turns out. I heard that like making icons and stuff, it's actually pretty good at doing that. This one will be called folder. Do I use a cine camera or regular one for gameplay? I use a just a regular camera component that I put onto the players. The game is true first person, so it just attaches directly onto the head socket of the model itself, which can be really fucking tricky to work around sometimes because certain animations just don't like to play well with true first person. So, double-edged sword. The passive description doesn't really matter too much. I don't even think I have to fill it in, to be honest with you. we get to put in how many ranks we're allowed to put into this stuff. Generally, I just put 5. So we can also set the rows and columns that they're generated in. I'm going to open up this pyromancy one just to get an idea of how I was doing it here. Yeah, so I did 3 rows, it looks like. If we do 0, 0, we do 0, 1. This one can be 1, 0. This one can be 1, 2. No, not 12. Where the fuck that one go? Oh, I didn't press enter on these, didn't it? Hold on. This can be 1. And last row, we'll go 2, 0. And we'll go 2, 1. 0, 0, 1, 0. Oh, no, never mind. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1. So there's also a system, this was something that was in WoW. I mean, it's in pretty much every game. What am I talking about? It's called tethering, or at least that's my definition for it. And it's basically like you can only rank up this ability if the previous one is ranked up to max as well. So you're able to like limit the amount of shit that people can grab by making requirements like that. I meant to go to Sanctuary. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? If anybody's wondering what that giant white thing was, it is scene lighting. With Lumen, it has a horrible fucking time generating enough light to fill an interior, so you can use emissive lighting to help with that. What's up? And just like that, we made a class tree. Now the background of the button, though, is not working. Isn't there a lighting probes or something to help with light moving through empty space? There is. So you can actually force light through a hole if you want to. And I think I did that originally, but it just wasn't enough to occupy the space. And I think I actually added, yes, a light mass importance volume covering the whole square to help evenly distribute the light. But even that wasn't enough. Lumen's only coming into this location right here. So if I, for instance, grabbed my sphere that I had and I turn off the light, bam, gone. But if I turn on the light, completely different experience. Lumen is great, don't get me wrong, like, it is an awesome system. But it has limitations. And the best part about using emissive lighting is if you go to a light complexity, you can see that it's barely affecting anything here. Whereas if you use point lights, I only use like 3 point lights and it's already like causing more of a performance hit than that entire emissive volume. But yeah, emissives are great. They're used a lot in AAA games to help light corners or light very important areas to help guide players. I'm playing Fortnite, won't be able to update. Oh, you won't be able to update on the pool of water you got going. Why'd I say damn twice? I don't know. Static mesh with emissive material. Yeah, so I use them a lot actually. This one right here specifically, let me ungroup it so I can select it. So I just have like a very basic emissive material here where I can just like set the glow, which is essentially like the color times like a scalar. So it's like super simple. I put the specular and the roughness down to 0 because you don't need it. But yeah, it's as simple as this. Makes a massive difference. It's actually the main source of lighting on the other map I have too. I use emissive lights throughout the map. I will show you the downside though, because there is a pretty big one, especially if you use hidden meshes for lighting. So I'm waiting for a bloom of algae. Hold on, messages are just getting smushed. You're waiting for algae to basically grow and provide more life to the environment. So here's the biggest downside to using emissives, right? I have a ton of emissive spheres all over the place. Mainly in front of these right here. So, I mean, you can see I have them hidden, but they're basically all in front of these rocks here because they don't give off enough glow. It's very subtle, but see how when I move close to this, it renders the emissive lighting? If I move far away enough though, you can start seeing shadows appear. So the emissive lighting gets culled. It won't get culled though if you have this not hidden. If this emissive source or like sphere is not a hidden object, it actually will not get culled. I've tried so many different ways to make it so that this lighting can actually stick on the screen and not get culled. I've modified the culling distance itself, if it can, the priority of culling, all that stuff. It just doesn't work. If you flag something as hidden in game and you get far enough away, it will just steal your lighting. You can even mark it as emissive lighting and it still will do the same thing. Haven't found a way to stop it. I mean, I could probably go into the source code of the engine and probably do something about it, but I would literally just have to go to the Git repo of Unreal Engine and basically grab a copy of it there and build the engine. You can't use the one that's provided from the marketplace. Like mosquito larvae or larvae or bugs or more bacteria, just more stuff alive growing. So far there's a micro amount of algae. Yeah, I mean that kind of stuff, man, it's gonna take like a long time, like half a year to a year to really start growing. If you're trying to do like a kind of like a terrarium, but it's like more open. Would baking the light help? So I tried that too, but it doesn't look like Unreal Engine supports baking emissive light sources like that. It does allow for baking like point lights and light actors. I haven't found a way to stop that or to actually like fix that issue, but every time I try, it actually just crashes, which is also pretty annoying. I think one thing that I'm going to make is a little description that pops up possibly at the bottom of the player's screen when you highlight over a button. I like how it just like populates all on the side there if it doesn't know where to go. It basically, this is like 6 buttons just overlapped, by the way, because they're not filled. Yes, and the thing is, there's no background to the buttons themselves, so if the image is transparent that you're using, it will just look like this, which is why it's doing this. But this is like an example of like the tethering. If you like max this out, you can see all these other ones are lighting up because they're available, but this one won't light up until it's maxed out. Johnny D streams. If you give me $800,000, I'll make you your own country. Deal. That sounds like a hell of a price for a country. I also want to double check, make sure this works as well. Yeah, it updates. Cool. Johnny D stream said he will make me a country for half that amount of money. But it will have 200k square kilometers of land and usable living space. Does it have Wi-Fi though? Alright, we need to get the druid abilities done now. Just gonna add in all these gameplay tags here. Johnny, you ready for the playtest this weekend, bud? You're still here? And he's gone. Johnny has left the building. Oh, that's funny. What the hell's this? I'm just gonna use that for the passive icon for now. Oh, it's the AI. This is something that happens when you do debugging for AI. If it sees the target as an enemy, it'll light up red, but if it's a friendly, it lights up green. We'll put this on Pro 1. Pro. I mean, I can make it cheaper. Oh, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. Think I had that kind of money? Or totally wrong. This will be the last row. Make you vice president, you're gonna help finance the country? Alright, you got it. You got access to the treasury. I'll make it 600k for the same land and living space and agriculture, but the houses will not be movable. I mean, if you make it like $1,000, I got you, but you'll probably have to wait like a decade with 1,000. You're cool with that. Alright, now we should have druid abilities appearing. Check out Epic Mega Grants. Is that a website or something? Oh, Epic Mega Grants. Oh, it's the fucking thing that funds your games, isn't it? I think I saw that before. Yeah. There we go, we got happy little faces as our passives now. Oh, I didn't set the ranking for them. As soon as I clicked on it, I knew. Oh, but we actually kind of found a bug for it, though. Because it ranked up, but it didn't actually play the level up animation. Probably check that out right now. They'll fund the country as long as it's needed for the development of the game. I think I could make an argument for it. I wonder how many grants they actually give out a year. I don't think my my project would fall into that category though. Where is my passive system? Ah, yes. Oh man, it's been a fucking while since I went into this jungle. Oh, yeah, this was also really fucking annoying. See how this is like double spaced between U property and T object pointer? That was driving me fucking nuts when the Unreal header tool decided to randomly just start doing that. Depends on how much you ask for it. They'll give out like 2,100 in total. Solo devs, indie studios make a big part of it. Oh, okay. Keep that in mind. I mean, if I was to get that money, I think I would probably just spend it on fucking models and animations, because those are my two biggest weaknesses when it comes to development. By the way, man, you living in Africa in a barren area in between Sudan and Egypt. Yeah, what's up? Where is the rank up for this? You can tell it's been a minute since I've actually opened this up. It's gonna take me a second or two to find where the upgrade button is here. How many people would I want to live there? How many acres? Not acres, I guess 200k square kilometers of land. Probably just myself. I'd be in the middle, nothing around me except like a T1 line running to my house to provide me internet. And probably like a main access road so my Grubhub delivery can get to my door. I need some people. Do I though? Oh, you know, I just realized that was the wrong one. My naming convention back then could have been a lot better. At least a private chef and a gardener. True. Actually, yeah, probably 2 people then. Excuse me. Like 10, you do, bro. You can move with your family. You can tell people you're you're the president. I don't know if I want that kind of responsibility on my back. Okay, I think this is where it's at right now. Can be upgraded. Here we go. Okay, it's transmitting a delegate here. This goes to something called ability skill tree node upgrade clicked. If the index is 255, then that means it's not set, so it doesn't exist and it does nothing. Oh shit, what is this mess? Current rank. Let's actually test that out. I didn't look at the logs last time I did that. That's a good point. I have a bunch of logs put in for the skill tree. Let's also turn off multiplayer for now. How many days do I have to think about that deal? We got everything initialized. Let's pan over to the druid. But when I click it, hold the fucking phone. Why is that getting called twice? Current ranked when clicked, 2 out of 5. Upgrade successfully. Update ability skill points spent within the tree. It checks the requirement for the next row. Okay, that's why it's calling it, because the next row can be upgraded. So what this is doing is it's lighting up the next two passive buttons on the following row. Current rank is 3 out of 5. Current rank is 4 out of 5. Alright, it's been a minute since I actually like looked at this, so I'm just gonna like stare at this code for just a couple seconds to see the ordering of this, because something's off by like just a little bit. We're grabbing the current rank here, so this would be 4 out of 5. Oh, wait a minute, this might be it right here. So it's marking it as being upgraded fully. But it's not doing the play ability skill tree upgrade animation. That's why. So when it reaches max rank, it's actually not doing that. Alright, let's think of another way around this then. So we could probably do this beforehand. Think about this for a second here. If current rank is less than max rank, then this will happen regardless, right? This will never happen if current rank is 5. Then we can do all this stuff. Then we can check for max rank at the very end here. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I did that during live coding. If I reduce the cost to 10 people, that sounds like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube. Get in my own country for $400,000. I don't know, it sounds like you're selling me a desert. Is there access to water? There we go. Now it's working. One thing that's not happening though is when we first open this up, it's actually not populating with existing data, which is a little bit concerning. Because the Tempest abilities technically should have some of them lit up, but they don't. So it's kind of like resetting the visuals of the class tree, but the actual points spent are still the same. So I have to code in population for pre-existing data. You're getting your own country for $400,000. No, like you can just buy water tanks and restock every once in a while. You get agriculture and food included. Ooh, buy water tanks and restock. How expensive is water to restock out in the desert? Isn't water like considered like gold at that point? All right, so populating pre-existing data. We need to grab the data table associated with this current tree. And that's how we can do this. That's where the passive trees are. Holds all the ability skill tree data that we used for our abilities. Yeah, okay. But this is where we would want to look then. Actually, we just want to look at the current rank. Oh, I'm not saying they're poor. I'm just saying water here is like I could walk to the creek out back and it's right there if I really needed it. You know what I mean? It's like readily available. So when we're calling this function here, this is where we should actually check to see if we have pre-existing data. You can almost always dig a well. Exactly. Exactly. If I try to dig a well out there, I'll hit oil, and who wants that shit? Just know water is just as costly or even cheaper than in the USA. I don't know. My water here is free. So if it costs the same as $0, then I believe you. Initialize ability skill tree widget. Here you are. This is where we want to check for node data, which I will make into its own function, but I'm just going to write it out here for now. We want to see if there's even any node data prior, because I believe, I'd be wrong here, this only gets populated when we create the widget. No, it looks like I am wrong. Sort of. Where's my blueprints at? Or no, data tables. Actually, I need the game instance. This isn't something that we set here. Something that we set here then? Yeah, here it is. Shit. You don't get a tank, you just go to a creek and you just need a well. But a well would cost $30,000, and if you need more, then it will cost you $10,000 to dig. Yeah, I mean, I also don't need a well. If I did need one, I have a shovel. Yeah, so what it looks like is happening is it's modifying the actual passive rank within this data table here. That's how it looks like I set it up originally. This was like 2 months ago I built this, I think. So I'm just trying to recall how this was set up. Which, to be honest with you, doesn't reflect good on my programming if I made it this confusing. But at the time I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so efficient. I gotta do it this way. Where are we getting this from? Oh boy. Alright, let's break this down into little pieces here. First off, you want to check to see if this even exists. Well, no, it will. But is it even populated? we are grabbing the current rank here. This is where we can update the rank. Actually, this would need to happen afterwards. We're going to use this node list.num as a reference to the index that we're trying to grab. But wait, that can be kind of dangerous. Subtracting 1 here because if we tried to do it this way, where we add this afterwards, right, and we just go off of this node list.num, technically this node list wouldn't actually have this number yet. If it's the first iteration through this. So a little bit of a safer way to do it is this way. Who will help me do it? By the way, the reason I picked that spot was because it's free. It's the last bit of unclaimed land for political reasons. So I don't know if I want that done. Oh, my battery backup just ticked on and off. A little bit concerning. The stream randomly like crashes. You know, my power went out for like 5 minutes. No one wants it because of something, but no problem, I'll explain later. I got you. Alright, so this node widget, we actually want to set the set what it currently is, right? Or set if it's active or not. Ability skill points spent should also be something that we update when we open this up. Hmm. So it looks like initialize is a thing that's called every time. So if that's the case, then we would just put this inside the initialize function. Okay. Yeah, am I doing that here? I mean, I am, but it only needs to happen once. Like this is getting called every single time we create a new skill tree. This definitely has to happen every time we create one though. We actually might want to just call this function here. No, because that's going to be like a it's going to be like so many like reiterations of something. And this gets into so much old code. Gotta be an easier way to check. Having a reference doesn't matter. I'm not even going to attempt to try and pronounce either of those because I'll just butcher it so badly. But he said lived in peace, so I'm assuming you mean that they're not in peace anymore. I mean, this is what we would want to use for this. I think it's only tethered ones that aren't being updated correctly. Oh, okay, it's like more of like a land dispute thing. What you're trying to say? This checks to see if it's tethered, and if it is, it's seeing what it's tethered to. I think we have to first make sure that this row exists in the first place. So this would be an early exit. Damn. So I will say creating skill trees or like clash trees, really simple. Debugging the old code, not quite. There's a lot of like, it's a very meticulously put together thing where certain things have to happen in a very specific order or else it will break it. Which is to a fault of my own for creating it that way. But I never imagined I'd have to come back in and update a couple things here. I should have did this in the beginning. But I didn't really see any bugs, but checking back in on it, there's a couple. Some were easier than others to fix. And that's why it's unclaimed. Okay, so you're trying to sell me that land when it potentially would become something of a dispute in the future. Is that what I'm hearing? I feel like that's going to get me killed. Alright. I'm ready for this shit to crash. There's actually one thing I want to shut off, and it's that one debug message that runs in our interaction. Line trace. Or at least I think it does. Yeah. Let's recompile. Nobody wants it. That's why you won't get in trouble. Just gotta go deep enough. Oh, for the well. I feel like I read that message before, but it's been a long day so far. Even though it's kind of the morning. Nobody wants it. That's why I won't get in trouble. But what if they want it in like 10 years? I feel like that would be a problem if I already spent money building the infrastructure of that region. And then they come to claim it. Get some nukes. I don't know if it's that simple. And they'll leave you alone? Yeah. I mean, they might plot ways to, you know, dissuade me from using them. They can't. They never will. Hey, never say never. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, they've said that a lot about. They've said that a lot in history, and turns out that people will do some crazy shit. Alright, so what are we looking for here? We are looking to see if our upgrades work. So see how these are all lit up? What I'm going to do... Well, I mean, like, it's going to work if it's within the same instance, right? But when I close out, those should light up again. Reason being is because this data table is saved within the instance of the editor itself. So when a player launches the game, that game instance will continuously run until they close it, right? And it's the same way with the editor. So this data table should still be populated with the data, which it is because I verified that. But these not lighting up is kind of the problem. It's saying that the ability skill points spent is 0. Oh, and I think I know why. We have to save them to the data table. It just kind of hit me now that we're technically not doing that. We go here. Here. It actually, better way to do it is where's that initialize at? Hey, if it's that easy, you should try and do it first, and let me know how it goes. I wonder if anybody actually is like living there. Surely somebody's tried it, right? And I think I need to go into the node itself. No, that's just the button. Where is it getting this data? Getting it from spell tree, yeah. Is here. And then this is where we would actually put this UN8. So this gets saved. I'm not 18, I can't. That's a requirement to claim it. That's why you believe in me? I'm gonna keep it a buck. My ass is not moving. I'm staying right here. That sounds like a lot of work. So this actually has to get changed. It's not going to return this anymore. We actually are going to go into the spell tree and modify it that way. Also, it doesn't make sense either why I did it this way, because this isn't a universal ability skill point spent. Like, this is per class basis. So Probably a good thing that I'm doing it this way. Guess we're not going to be doing a force in. We also have to make this public. So fuck. That's a return reference. Fine. I mean, down for now. A lot of this is going to get moved over to a database, so I'll be coming back here to finish this shit later. To change all those, right? Force inline is going to get replaced, so we're going to shift F12 this, and we're going to find out where this stuff is being. Like it's literally only being used here. Okay. Well, then we need a way to retrieve the correct one. Oh. Let's see here. Build. We go back here where this is being used and pass this guy in. And we have something saved here for this. Ability skill tree type. That. copy that, go to this line here, do that. Okay. Now, all of our data within this game instance should be saved to the data table, and then we're able to repopulate this based off of that. Data tables are a very powerful tool. Name it Devland. Add paying workers into the budget. I don't know if I want that responsibility. Yeah, we don't care about that error message. The online subsystem thing is for Steam, and it's just saying like, hey, you can't find Steam. Now, we press escape and we do this again, we should be able to run up to that table, and it should be able to basically have everything lit up, and none of the nodes should be grayed out. Ah, there we go. Sweet. That wasn't too bad. I mean, I kind of had to reread a lot of the shit. But it all saves, thank God. With that being said, I'm going to quickly fill my water up, and I will be right back. About like 2 minutes, I think. Alright, we're back. Like something else that got reset down here too, eh? Yeah, this guy here. So the way I have like the UI working is through a like 3D system, basically just like widget components being projected onto like planes and shit. There's some old stuff here. This one that hasn't been updated yet to the newer system. But I at least want to put it in because it's still usable. This is like a attribute system that I made, but I haven't converted it to the 3D version yet. Interactions. I put this up here for now. And just so I can feel a little bit better. I can kind of show you guys what this looks like real quick. Hopefully it works. The plan is for next time, I'm gonna have this as a its final 3D version. But yeah, it's pretty much just a an attribute system. Yeah, kind of broken. It's a little bit. So actually, with that being said, let's slide that under the floor. Nobody can use it till it gets fixed. That can cause some problems. I think a lot of abilities got repaired so far. There are abilities that need to get replaced now that I think about it though. Doing it on the lobby is not a good spot for this. So, excuse me. We have like this ability called Clarity. This one here, which honestly is kind of just like a demo ability. And then we have our transformations. Transformation mechanic is like, it was a cool idea, But sadly, I think I need to remove bird form because it's just way too fucking OP. Through like playtest, it just causes way more problems. You're able to fly out of the map and everything. And it's just like, I had it like penalties and shit and tested that out to see if like that could work, where like it gives you a message like, warning, you got X time before you die, all that shit. But then they'll find like a nook or cranny that's like still outside the map. So it just needs to go. I'm also noticing that the placement of this is pretty off. Not only that, but do you see how like the end tail of this trace is just kind of like wiggling with the character? That's got to get redone too. I feel like at this point it's a lot of quality of life stuff. And just like coming up with new abilities. The whole reason that like tail is like swaying is the way we're doing projections through the spline component that we have. Man, I feel like I'm just like overwhelming myself right now with the amount of shit that needs to get done. I need to get focused on one thing. But yeah, we have a virtual, basically like a virtual socket called model right hand cast. And since it's tied to the root bone, which is also moving, it's causing this problem here. There might be a different way to do this. Maybe instead of like using the socket location like that, we can just grab the, or we can just use like a predetermined like XY coordinate in front of the player or to the side of them, so it's not moving as much. I don't know. I'm kind of just going over this in my head right now on how I want to do this projection. Most of it's pretty much done. We might be able to use the crosshair world position that we have here. What does this function do? So deproject screen to the world. I looked into this before. Deproject screen to the world. So world position, world direction. Screen position. Okay. Okay, so it's normalizing the numbers though. Which is fine. Because that means I can use percentages. Which will make it a lot smoother to add that projection or that line trace in. Pulls out of this ability stuff that we were looking at before. Actually do this. So if it's going by like the X and Y coordinates, that means right should be positive X, meaning that if we times this by 0.75, should be on the right hand side of the screen in the middle. Yeah. That. Oh, wait, we need this to be a float. This. Maybe I can actually just times this whole thing by 0.75. No, because the Y position would only have to be 25%, because I want the projection to start in the bottom right corner, technically. Not in the top right. Yeah, so this is how this is going to have to go then. Do you not like about this? Yeah, that should not have an effect on that at all. Huh, something I'm missing here. Oh, yeah. So, take that out. Actually do that right there. What's up? See if this works. You really want to found Gamerland? Yeah. I understand. You got a couple more years. You should work on your game in the meantime, though. Or like learn programming or anything, you know? The internet is an open book. You can pretty much learn anything you want. Yeah, I believe in you, bucko. Uh-oh. So there's a problem here. Why do I feel like that was not normalized? Oh, crosshair location. There you go. This is the actual world position. Okay, so if that's the case, okay, why are we doing a projection here when we're not even using the projection at all? I guess we're using it for launch velocity. So we're not going to be dividing this by 2. I'm going to be timesing it by 0.25 like that. This one would be times 0.75. Can you help me with the funding once I'm 18? You'll be the prime minister of Gamerland. Depends how much the funding is. I got like 25 cents in my wallet. 10K will go a long way. Holy shit. It also would go a long way with paying my rent. Hey, times are tough, my friend. So the direction is off when we do it that way. Which makes sense. Not mean to open that. I mean, if that's the case, then we could probably just add to the... Oh man, no. We can't just add X to the world position. Unless it's local. Is start location a relative location? We could probably find that out. I don't think it is though, because get socket location is the exact world location, yeah. Yeah, world space. The problem is if we do it this way, it's going to be stuck in the middle of the screen. I'll make it go longer while it crosses borders from Egypt to Sudan. You gonna make any game passes that the game is free? Good question. That's a good question. I do not know. We'll see. Still in the stages of building pretty much like, I guess, the prototype. Can I even say alpha? I guess alpha. So this will be in the center of the screen. Thing is, I want this to be like off center though. It literally just looks like I don't know if I should say it. Make game passes because you need to earn. Hey, we'll see what happens, my friend. I want to see how screen position actually manipulates this data. Yeah, so it's a normalized thing. I mean, in theory, we could just get the player's forward vector instead and kind of go with the original plan, and that should work. So if we do times 0.75, like this, instead of using crosshair world direction, we do get actor forward. Need the character. Let's see if that gives us a good projection path. Damn, bro, using live coding, that's looking for trouble. Oh yeah, no man, I know. You need game passes if the game is free. I'm gonna make my own country when I'm 18. It won't cost too much when to join. I prefer the jungle, no rules. True. Yeah, dude, live coding will absolutely fuck up your blueprints, that's for sure. You better not have any open ones. Didn't see that. Damn you. Sorry, I'm just like actually gonna print out launch velocity here. Because I swear they said that world direction was normalized. Come on. Oh shit. So permanently stuck. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I know why. Because it's not grabbing the, it's just grabbing the forward vector. It's not grabbing the actual, like, it's not accounting for like pitch or anything. Fuck. Wonder if actually never looked to see if this is a thing. Nope, not that easy. I wonder if we can actually nitpick this function a bit to manipulate it into giving me the exact functionality I'm looking for here. Technically what I could do is copy the functionality and then just make a couple changes for when it's actually doing this like ray tracing. Okay, do we want to make a modified version of this? Yeah, fuck it, why not? Don't need a return because it's references, I believe. We actually need this for. Okay. So, world space is what needs to get modified. I'm just seeing how many layers I actually need to change here to get the result. Because there's a lot of dependencies between variables in this from what it looks like. Honestly, it looks like we would need to do a couple different variations of this. I think we actually get rid of this offset because if anything, that's going to be not something we need right now. Actually, screen space X would be something that we times by 1.5, and that would get us 75% of the screen space on X, and then Y we would just times by 0.5, and that would get us 0.25. If that's the case, then we can probably just modify these. Yeah. Or can we take it a layer deeper? I think we might be able to take it a layer deeper into this. Sorry, I'm kind of just like doing the math in my head. It might have been easier to type this out to kind of show what I'm thinking about. Divide vectors by W to undo any projection and get the 3-space coordinate. Action changing W coordinates not handled by F matrix transform. That work with action matrix should. Yeah, so I think this is a spot here where we would actually. Or we could make. There's a couple different spots. It all depends on like how many variables do I want to really create in this, or how many can I save in doing it this way? Because this is where it's like really important for the final result. Maybe we only need to worry about the part projection. Try this. Worst case scenario, we have to come back and just do it a different way. No, we would want to times this 1.5. F. This one gets times by 0.5. That. Then we have our offset here. Okay. I'm gonna make a note on the first offset here, but the note is actually going to be in a different format than what they put it in. Widget slash height. All right, where's our projection at? Yeah, this is returning as a bool. Probably a good idea. Not for this one. Let's actually break this up into two functions. See if this even works. I'm gonna recompile here and we'll test it out. Oh shit. Yeah, this would probably help, wouldn't it? Moment of truth. Let's see what we got. Ah, damn it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think we actually, synced it up. Who's this other shit? Because we don't need it. That's the thing. Projection should. Yeah, what's up? You're making a Discord and Reddit for Gamerland? There you go, man. Actually, want to test this out. What would our offset look like here if we were to do this? There you go. Did you already make the Reddit? You know, every time I do that live coding, I kind of shoot myself in the foot because I always forget to close out of it before I start it back up again. But yeah, you can see the projection is like super off for world. The starting spot is fine. The ending is not so much. "6 years time, you'll become a politician." Oh god, I don't know what's worse. That or developing games. Occasionally. Huh. Thing. Take this back just a little bit further. I'm going to delete that one. Just as a test run here, I'm actually going to create a set of offsets for these as well. You won't do anything. It's more like a title for supporting me. You'll be Prime Minister of Gamerland. Sounds pretty dope. Prime Minister of Gamerland. The screen position, this is where we would actually do this calculation here. Now this isn't the most efficient way to do this, like at all. More so I just want to test and see if this actually gets the result I'm looking for. Oh, I could be missing something with no, never mind. If I told my dad that I'm a politician, he'd probably disown me. But if I said why, they would get into political talk, and that's not something that's too fun to talk about. Yeah, it looks like the direction is just not having a good time. This orientation is a pretty big factor in projection then. Wonder if I modified the direction. So for X, what would I modify this by? Okay, but tell him it's of a new country, not the USA. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a country thing. It's more so just like in general. A lot of politicians aren't really respected. Let's just say that. Motherfucker. Oh, okay. I think I found out why. I was like, that makes like no sense at all. That's not working. So what that's telling me is the way before probably works too. If this goes through. Should have double checked that before. A country with only sales tax. No saying words worse than the S word. Sorry. It's just programming. It brings me out. It brings it out of me. Let's see. I mean, technically it works, but the world position is definitely off. And using screen space for this would have been really cool. But it looks like I'll have to use an offset from like the mesh. Sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, I got you. I'll try to keep it down then. Why do people say curse like a sailor? I actually have no idea, to be honest with you. I was gonna say something really stupid, but gotta watch my language. Get rid of these offsets since we don't really need them anymore. Might be jumping down the wrong rabbit hole on what I should be doing here. It's probably a lot easier just to put in an offset on the mesh. But I thought using the screen projection instead of like a world position based on an actor would be a better way to do it. But it might be something that I have to look into outside of this, because not the most entertaining stuff just watching me debug a screen projection function. Yeah, and it starts like right in the middle too. Kind of killing me. Yeah, I don't know. Probably look at this off stream and get it done, but I'll be back tomorrow around 11:30 as usual. Oh man, I need to eat some food and drink some water. That's what I need to do. Yeah, probably be headed out, guys. Go feed. What I need to do. Like falling asleep, which is really bad. Like, man, I make kind sailors that don't swear, and people say swear like a sailor. That makes no sense. I don't know, you gotta talk to sailors back in the like 1800s, 1700s. They'll probably be able to tell you. But yeah. Wherever you are, morning, evening, afternoon, night, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And till tomorrow. Peace.